All right. It is 10 a.m. Call this meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, roll call.
Brian Mendyka,
Here.
Laura Schlicker, here. Leroy Pinder,
Here.
Roland Lynch,
Here.
Ken Kozel,
Here.
Karina Charbonneau, here. Mike Zepanowski,
Here.
Carolyn Brumman, here. Kelly Montel, here.
Except on these, the approval of the agenda, do we see any things that need to be added or changed to the current agenda? Does anyone have anything that needs to be added or changed to the current agenda? Any questions, comments, concerns?
I would like to add something under new business.
Okay.
Membership.
Membership?
Yeah, I'll just call it membership.
Okay.
I'll explain when we get to it.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as changed.
Any other discussion? All those approved signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying nay. Motion passes. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes, January 27th, 2026 regular meeting. Well, a chance to go over them. Do you see any errors, discrepancies, anything that need to be changed in the minutes when we submit them for approval?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes, January 27th minute.
Ron was second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Okay, it is now 10:03 a.m. Public comment opened up at this time, limited to 2 minutes per person. Please give your name and township. You can come up to the podium, state your name and who you are. Public comment starting now. Would anyone like to talk? Anyone like to talk? One more time. Anyone like to talk? Public comment is closed at 10:03. Okay. Moving on, we have presentations. A NEMSCA representative in the building. Okay. Nothing there.
Ken wants to talk about the board meeting he had yesterday at NEMSCA.
Well, if you put me on the spot.
Okay.
No, I attended my first NEMSCA meeting as our newly anointed representative yesterday. There wasn't any big issues that came up, albeit Mount Morenci County, they operated 3, I'll call them feeding centers, if you will. They closed the one in Atlanta due to financial issues. So you're going to hear that later in my presentation. But it is it's an issue that's hitting all of the Northeast Michigan Council on Aging. So just FYI. Other than that, I don't have anything to report out of it. To me, it was more of absorbing what this group actually does. So we'll go from there.
Very good, thank you. Okay, that's it from the NEMSCA. Carolyn Brumman, do you have anything?
I have nothing from the county today.
Thank you, ma'am.
The races are this weekend. Snowmobile. This coming weekend.
Yes,
Oh,
all right, you are correct.
Okay, moving on, we have the executive director's report.
Okay. The first thing is the grants. we have to have some paperwork in by the end of March for a congressionally directed spending. It's through the US Congress, for the generator, for a generator.
Wonderful.
Ty's working on that with Senator Slotkin, Senator Peters, and Representative Bergman. So, if you want more information, he might be able to stand up during the next 2 minutes. Another grant, Ty was awarded a $10,000 grant for Alcona Creative Connection, which this grant will help with blowing up some of our pictures to hang on the wall, some of the frame work, a long arm sewing machine for our craft room, and a laser wood cutter that we were hoping maybe Leroy could help do some craft stuff and teach people maybe how to use that. So, yeah. So those were things that had to be put into the grant to get the grant. So,
And we were awarded this
and we
grant?
were awarded Ty got $10,000.
Thank you, Ty.
Very good.
Thank you for that. Very
So,
nice.
so it'll add a couple additional things to our craft room for the public to use and help with the wall art. So
Fantastic.
that was a great job, Ty.
Thank you.
Let's see. The meals that we served for January were 2,014 meals and 309 were congregate. I have 0 people on our wait list for in-home services.
Good, great.
And our gym memberships, right now, we roughly have about 450 Alcona residents, 55 out of county. And since September 1, we've sold 365 day passes. So we're doing pretty good on the day passes, I think. We had our annual financial audit with Stevenson's on February 19th through the 13th. The audit did go well. They gave us some suggestions, which we were hoping for, because this is our first time doing the fitness side and the Commission on Aging side. She's definitely highly suggested we get some type of credit card and badging system. We have too many members to handle it all manually and keeping track of the payments. The Silver Sneakers is up and running. Janet did submit the first month to Silver Sneakers, so we should be receiving a check from them, and I'm not really sure how they pay out exactly yet. So once we get that, we can kind of figure things out a little bit better. So we are waiting on that.
And I never know whether it's appropriate to interrupt or not, but I will anyways. So can you highlight what that program is and what our expected reimbursement is?
From what we've been told, it's different for each insurance. It's through Medicare.
The supplemental.
Yeah, the supplemental Medicare. So I don't know if Priority Health pays different than Blue Cross versus whatever else is out there, Humana or whatever. So someone said theirs paid like $30 a month. Someone else said it goes by the day, like how many days they're here, because she has to report to them how many days the client was actually here.
So it's,
So it could be
is it paying gym membership or it's
Yeah.
just,
gym memberships.
okay.
Yep. So we'll have a little more information once we get the first payment, I think, back and can see how it's all broke down.
Okay.
So, and then we are working on One Pass. That's another thing that's similar to Silver Sneakers. I think Humana might do One Pass. I'm not sure if anybody has it that knows, but so it's like Silver Sneakers, so we are working on getting that up and running. Ray, his calendar is getting full with all types of events. I mean, he's got a few weddings planned. This past weekend, she did an event for the MSU extension. Then the next day, she had a baby shower. So she's just like staying very busy. The weekend before, she had 2 events. She's got, I believe, a fundraising event coming up for the Little Miss Sunshine pageant. We're getting a lot of events. It's great. So, we also had our in-home service audit with NEMSCA a few weeks, like the week before we had our Stevenson's audit. That turned out really good. We only had 2 findings, and they were very minor. One was our policies. One of our policies was not posted on the board where it should have been. So she knew we had previously had it, so it must have just, once we moved over here, didn't get placed back up on the board. And then another one was pertaining to some late assessments, which had already been, both of the issues are already taken care of. So, so that was really good. I was happy with that. Patty and I have been working with Mike Suter on quotes for a credit card system and a badging system. So hopefully this week we'll have that. We've reached out to several different companies to get information and quotes. So we're waiting on that. I believe number 8 bungalow has been rented. She was working with.
Oh, so we did get rented.
I
Yes.
believe so. Yep. She was in the process of just waiting. They were in the process of selling their house. And
Okay.
so I don't think they've signed the final paperwork, but they've been here, went through it, got everything. So it sounds pretty promising.
Would that bring us to capacity?
Yes. Yep. We have had some issues in a few of the bungalows, which is taking off of our payments that we have to pay. I know there's been some issues with a garbage disposal in unit 2. Unit 7 had a light fixture in the bathroom that the wires were touching and grounding out.
No. None yours, not mine. That's 7. That's mine. No.
It says unit 7 on here.
Hers is a bathroom shower door.
It's bathroom shower door.
Fixed box and light switch replaced. Okay,
That'd be a different.
maybe that must be a different unit, because
What?
I wonder if that's number 4, because on number 7, or on, it says on number 4, removed and replaced shower water stop under the shower door. Piece was not installed correctly. And then also, there are multiple areas in the unit that have cracked corners that need to be repaired. The tenant said she would wait until spring. And then I did receive an email from Sarah too that stated that a lot of just about every house has some cracking issues in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took pictures before she even moved in. Corners that were gonna let it properly.
Really. So,
So
yeah,
No.
they have a company that comes in and maintenances these,
yes.
and they're costing us money
Mhm.
for them to do this
The work.
preventative maintenance stuff. Or the stuff that,
That's why
It
it comes out of our payment that we get. They pay their rent, and then she takes the cost out that before she sends it to us, because we're basically the landlords. So, I mean, my goal is to have a maintenance person that can do that kind of stuff, that the stuff around here. I mean, if somebody needs a filter changed or something minor, that they could do that, because now we're paying other people, but
Yeah,
I
so
mean-
those are all expenses borne by us. So the question comes down to who approves those expenses? I mean, is it just a phone call into the rental agency and they come out?
You must have reached out to Sarah.
I did.
So they would reach out to the property manager.
Okay,
She handled that, and then,
rough idea, what is that total?
2, 3, 4, $520.
Okay.
So that came off of our
Right.
payment for the month. So, yeah. And then, pricing, we started a committee a couple of weeks ago. We met for the first time, and it was Karina and Mike, a couple employees, and then we had Yance and another, I'll call them civilians. That came in, and we hashed out some stuff, gym prices, event prices. We just started kind of putting our heads together, going over some stuff. I think it went good. We had a lot of really good ideas on different things, and we are going to meet again next week. We'd like to get some stuff, especially like events and stuff right now, because we are way under of what it's costing us to pay somebody to do, to man the events, the employee to man events or whatever. So with that being said, we're hoping we can meet again. And then if we have to meet again in a couple weeks after that, I'd like to be able to propose some prices to get approved at the March board meeting. So we'll see how our next meeting goes. And I mean, I don't know if Mike or Karina have any input or.
I think it was good having community involvement so we could hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
I had a few questions for you. Will Ray be providing financial analysis of each event that she books so that the finance committee or Ken can review to make sure that we're on the positive side of things rather than maybe break even or below?
Yeah. We can, yeah.
I think that would be a good place to start because, we're entering this era,
Right.
I guess, kind of with blinders on at this point. And the credit card program that you were talking about, each time you expect the credit card company that's aligned with that charge, that transaction is going to bill back 3 or 4%. How's that going to be compensated to the organization?
Well, we kind of talked about that a little bit in that meeting, that maybe that's why some of the prices have to go up to compensate for that.
Okay.
So,
And we were
Yeah.
we were looking at maybe doing some type of direct deposit
Yeah.
too, so it wouldn't be the same cost
Yep.
as a credit card.
A lot of people that use that, they charge the customer who uses the credit card the 3%, whatever.
Yeah, almost every business I
A
go into.
lot of places are doing that now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll know more when we get some quotes from some of these people and stuff, so.
Sounds good.
Yep, okay, thanks, Mike.
I have a question. How is our Friday night and Saturday mornings going for the gym area? We're getting quite a few people, are we?
Yeah, I think Friday's just like any other night. Friday, actually, we've got cornhole going on Fridays, so that's last Friday we ended up having to close because of all of the leaks. But they've been having, like the 2 Fridays before that, they had about 30 people playing cornhole, so I think that's pretty busy. Saturdays, I mean, if I had to guess, we're getting around 50 people in the 4 hours. So, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Saturdays are going pretty well.
Dennis is here for that one, or?
No, he's here during the nights, weeknights, and then Saturdays, we've just kind of all been taking turns coming in on Saturdays. So,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. That's all I have.
That's it for you, huh?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm wondering if this might be a good time for me to bring up what I have in mind, because it does concern the gym. I don't know how many of the new board members are aware of everything that Brad and Lucy Cole have done for our program. As far as they give us all our flooring at cost, they gave us all our appliances at cost. For the old building, they gave us refrigerators, deep freezes, anything we needed. Brought it over, set it up, use it as long as you want. I would like to make a motion that in order to say a very nice, generous thank you to Brad and Lucy, that we give them, the two of them, a lifetime membership to our gym. So that's a motion that I am making, and I'm hoping that after everything that they have done for us, not only our program here, but the pop-up pantry, they give us one of their units free of charge to keep all of our stuff. We use it twice a month over there, no charge. Plus the other, he does a lot for the rest of the community too.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if we're gonna start to set a precedence by people that wanna donate things to us, memberships, isn't this thing possible? Lifetime?
I would suggest a lifetime membership, because nobody else in this community has done for us even a quarter of what Brad and Lucy Cole have done for us.
I don't disagree.
I mean, just this flooring in this whole building, give it to us at his cost.
Brian, do you think we should have a committee set up to review lifetime memberships for that kind of situation? Or is this a one-time only?
I would
That's why I
say,
don't wanna set a precedence.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Carolyn, what do you think?
Well, my initial first reaction, Mr. Chairman, is that the motion has died because there was not a second. But more importantly than that, the concept in all has merit. But I think before you do that, you need to have a criteria. When would we do this for a person? Not Brad and Lucy, but when and what would be the criteria for us to do this? When that is established, then you can come back around and say, oh, you know what? We do have somebody that meets the criteria, and the criteria should not be written in their direction. It needs to be written as a general criteria.
Right, that's why I brought up the committee to.
And that
to make that
should be handled by the group that is setting the fees for
memberships.
membership.
Okay.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
Just-
that could be done, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think, I mean, it's great that you brought that up. A decision does not need to be made instantly. I think it's a very valid point. But it falls under the heading of recognition. So whatever that form of recognition is, be it a gym membership, be it a plaque, be it whatever, that's all stuff that needs to be discussed.
Right.
So, the fact that you brought it up, spot on, perfect. Now, as a group, we need to sit down and say, how do we recognize outstanding one-off individuals or businesses or whatever in the community that have supported this organization? And what form does that recognition take? Be it, let's face it, if it's a gym membership, that's a financial recognition. If it's a plaque, it's just a public recognition. So we need to thresh that all out versus rushing into a decision right now. So personally, I mean, to your point that it wasn't seconded, it's now documented. We need to take that up. And again, I'm not saying where or how, but take that up and formulate a policy, because it could be, you know, ABC tomorrow that we decide needs some sort of formal recognition.
So possibly by next month, we might have an answer.
That's rushing.
I would say next month we would come in and say, hey, here's a recommendation.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And then,
From our committee.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or here are 2 or 3 recommendations. What are
Right.
the assets and the pros and the cons on each of them?
Exactly.
Oh, this one seems to be the best of what we want. And again, their value is not diminished by another month or 2 months. If anything, it's increased.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what your addition to the agenda was about, Dolores?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, where were we? Still on the executive director's report. We closed up on that.
Yep.
And what else is anything for the executive director? Okay, moving on to the treasurer's report.
Nothing has changed relative to vendor one-off payments, what I reported last month.
We did get 2 more paid in full though.
But the gist of the program has not changed. Yeah. So we're just executing on pre-established commitments. We have total assets of $685,299.09. Based on current run rates and my forecast, we look like we're going to start running at a deficit. That being said, I want another month of run rate under our belt to validate what that looks like. But as I mentioned from my meeting at NEMSCA yesterday, you know, it's a pretty harsh reality. But in Mount Morenci County, they closed one of their senior centers where they did congregate meals because of financial situations. That's why I caution this board, everything needs to be viewed through the eyes of a deficit. Everything. That being said, we through the finance committee will be holding some cost saving workshops to say, here's our current run rate. What do we have in our toolbox to correct that? It's not an insurmountable amount, but it is what it is. It's a deficit. So
So are you
That's-
saying we can't buy everyday things that we need?
not saying that at all. So that is forecast in the existing budget.
Okay.
And that's where my run rate is coming from. What we're doing every month is taking, well, here was the forecasted amount. What is our actual run rate? Based on analysis of that, we're either positive or negative. The bigger question is why. And positives need to be looked at just as diligently as negatives, because we need to find out, wow, that positive, what did we do right that we need to continue to do? So no, I'm just saying anything that is additional outside of the current budgeted figures, we need to view through the eyes of a deficit. That's my report.
Any question? Ken, treasurer?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
A second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
We're talking money. Do we have to have a roll call?
Oh, goodness, you're right. Thank you for that, Doris. I'm sorry. Roll call for money issues. Sorry about that.
Van Dyke,
Yes.
Schlicker. Yes. Hinder,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Kozel,
Yes.
Charbonneau,
Yes.
Stepnowski,
Yes.
Von Fennel. Yes.
Okay, moving on. Secretary's report.
Excuse my voice, I'm sorry. We went over, we have the minutes from last meeting, there were no questions about it. There's nothing added or changed. So it's in your packet. If you have any questions for me, please ask. Any changes you'd like to make?
Kelly, we did have I'm sorry, Lois, go ahead.
I just have one question. It says, excuse me. We will have an election to bring in another board member. What did we, is that what you were gonna ask? Are we going to have an election, or can we appoint somebody, or can we take the next person on the list?
That was all that was said at the last meeting.
I thought Carolyn stated at the last meeting that we should not do anything until the bylaws and everything were updated.
Suggestion.
Or suggest, yeah.
That's how you think.
Carolyn suggested. I remember that. That's all I remember.
It was not, there was no discussion really. That was what was said in the video.
Right.
And what we said, so that's what went in the minutes. So we still have yet to determine, I suppose. That's not my decision.
So are we waiting then till the bylaws got,
Until we get together with the bylaws committee, yes, yes. So we
What do
should,
the current bylaws say relative to that?
Have it here in front of me.
have them? And I think I showed it to you last time. It said, take the next person on the list, if I'm right here. Is that what it was? Or we can appoint somebody that's interested in the board.
Yeah, okay. It's there, it's written.
Well, I heard an or, so how is it written?
You want to read it out loud?
I can read it out loud. All right. Article, I guess 5, right? 5 of the Board of Directors, bullet point number 4, board vacancies. A vacancy on the board may be filled with a person selected by, appointed, may be filled with a person selected by appointment by the board by majority vote. A director appointed to fill a vacancy shall be a director for the term of office continuing until the next election of directors. So I don't know how long
Lori.
Lori's,
She was
Term
a
was
3-year
more.
person, I thought.
I don't know what that says.
how long that was left. Anyway, if resignation, death, incapacity, or otherwise events cause more than 2 vacancies on the board, an executive committee may call a special election to fill such vacancies. So we don't need to do that. Notice of each special election must be given to at least 14 days before the election is held. Each person so elected shall be a director for a term of office continuing until the next election of directors. So we can appoint somebody to fill that if we wanted to.
you want
Well,
to,
Ryan, do you think the last election is still relevant enough to go to that next person?
No.
No?
That's my opinion.
When those
But I-
were written, I doubt that anybody perceived that we would be in almost a different world than when those were written.
Well, those is fairly new.
But, and I apologize, can you go back? And it said by board appointment until the next scheduled election. So whenever her term was slated to end,
Mhm.
that's when that election would take place. We can appoint as a board someone to fill that role, and then it just falls into the natural elections
Correct.
cycle. I don't think I heard anything in there that says, or we just hold another election.
No.
No,
If
It said-
there's more than 2 people, then we have to hold another election.
Okay, I get that. We're talking about one opening right now. So I just want to understand, what do the bylaws say relative to one vacancy on the board? Does it say we have to replace it? Does it say we can replace it? If the keyword in there is may, that's at board discretion, whether we even entertain replacing the member. If we entertain replacing the member, It is by board appointment until such time we hope that term expires.
Mhm.
I didn't hear anything about going back to the past election and second.
We don't have to. We have a quorum. We don't have to.
Here, that there's been 9 people on the, or that there was 9 people.
We don't have it. Do it. We don't have to have somebody.
As long as there's a quorum. We have that.
Yeah. So,
Let me see it again.
so there's a couple items that the board needs to decide on. First off, do we want to fill the vacancy? Second off is if we do, well, there is no second option. If we determine to fill the vacancy, it's by board appointment, not by unless I heard something wrong. It's not by pull up the last election and it's the second or third person. I didn't hear any of that in there.
And we're gonna appoint based off people like deemed to do it, or how are you going to appoint someone?
I personally look at it and say, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's a job interview. What skill sets does that candidate have to help this board run this organization? It's not a popularity contest. It's not any of that. It's what skill sets do we need and what skill sets do they bring?
I think because we have a quorum right now, we can ride it out. Unless somebody chooses to leave, then we'll have to have another election, but I don't think we need to have another person on right now.
Okay, so do I amend the minutes to reflect that?
Does it really hurt though to see who's out there who's interested if we do find a good candidate? That's from like business point of view. Are you ever really hiring? Well, if there's someone who knows, you know.
And that's, and again, from a bylaw standpoint, that's not to say that that issue can't be revisited between now and the expiration of that individual's term. So we're not making a decision today that says, nope, we're either going to do it or not do it. It's a decision that we can go through, to Karina's point, and say, let's entertain who's interested. And this is where it becomes sticky. You could be interested, but again, just to fill the vacancy for the point of filling the vacancy, in my opinion, does us no, it doesn't help us. So I'm agnostic whether we appoint somebody or don't appoint somebody. We can always revisit it going forward.
And somewhat to Ken's point, as you sit around the table, what area of expertise do you feel you're missing? Is there an area of expertise that you feel that you're missing? And if so, perhaps that's the direction you look for someone that has that expertise.
Okay. Do I need to amend the minutes?
Or
Do I need to amend the minutes?
you can't mention them.
Not for last month, no.
Okay, all right.
That's what it was a month ago.
Right, okay. Okay.
It's food for thought, and I think, I don't hear anything that says you must fill it.
Do we put the word out there that there is an opening? Or do we just, if the word gets out, it gets out?
Say if we do put the word out, then they need to talk to the nomination committee.
Talk to what?
Nomination committee, I mean, if you're gonna have people, like interview them or whatever, then they can suggest some names.
Conduct the interview and suggest names.
Well, then, okay,
No, I'm saying if we do put it out there that we're looking for a member, instead of them trying to talk to everybody here or just Wendy or Megan up front, or, they can leave their name, phone number, and nomination committee, contact them, interview them. And then they can make a suggestion to the board at a meeting. Isn't that what the nomination committee's for?
Yes, it is. Who's on the nomination committee?
Well, I was,
Other than me?
I was too.
and Lori was, but she's not here.
So if the word gets out and somebody says, I'd like to do it, then they can come and talk to us. Otherwise, we just let it ride until.
I don't think it's a matter of the word getting out. It's your actual situation. and you're in a public meeting, and anybody can read the minutes if they want to. They realize there has been a resignation. So I don't think that you're holding it back.
Right, right. I know. I didn't mean that we were holding it back. I meant, should we advertise or should we just?
You don't need to advertise.
Sit back and,
It advertises itself.
okay.
And so who should be the point person for that program? In other words, that person's going to call somebody and express an interest. Who do they talk to?
One would think that they would send a letter to
Yeah.
the board.
I was asked to send a letter of intent when I chose.
And then could be turned over to Ryan
Mhm.
and then go from there.
Theoretically, you are running a professional business, and it should be managed in a professional manner. And you communicate through hard copy letters, not emails for something like that, a hard copy letter.
Right.
And
Kelly submitted she submitted to me a letter of intent with her resume that I in turn gave to the
Right.
board
it could
president.
go to the executive director or to the president. It doesn't
Right.
matter who it goes to.
Yeah.
Either
Okay.
of those two keys.
So we have a process established.
Yeah, so that's what I remember her doing that, and just like the last ones too, they came to me, then I collected them and then gave them to well, the board
And they
president
should
wasn't
be
here, but I think
cited.
Dolores got them because she was the interim board president, and then you got with your committee of who.
They should be citing the value they believe they can bring to the board,
Mhm.
not just, I happen to have the fourth Tuesday morning open to my calendar.
All right, very good. Here we go.
We need a motion to accept secretary report.
Yes, we do need a motion.
How much we accept the secretary's report?
Second. Second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Moving on to committee reports. Who would like to go first for the committees?
I have a fundraising committee report. Karina and Kelly and I met and we called Wendy in to sit in at our meeting. We are talking about having a trivia night, and Kelly is checking into this trivia night at the bar in here, Shopmakers in Harrisville, and possibly a clothing sale to coexist with the one that Harrisville has. The
Community yard sale.
yeah. So we're talking about those, but neither one of them is finalized. We don't have any dates or anything. We're still trying to see if they'll work. But the big one that we're thinking about is a can drive. And they have it at the school. Karina is involved with it at the school and Kelly's involved with it and something in Harrisville. It goes over real well. Just everybody brings their beer cans and pop cans and puts them in these container, like a 8x8 wired container. And then once a month or every couple weeks, 2 or 3 of us get together, take them up to Alpena or wherever and turn them in. And then we turn the money into our fundraising account. But what we need to know from the board is, can we put like a 6x6 or 8x8 wire pen, like out by the kitchen, out on the lawn out there? And so that people, I don't think we want it right in front of our building. So that's why I was thinking out there. So that if this one comes in to use the gym and they've got a bag of cans, they can take them out there, throw them in that container, and then come in and use the gym. But would it be possible to have a wire rack? And I've got the wire and I've got the T-posts. I just can't put them in this time of year, but would it be okay with the board if we pursue this?
Is that what they do? Is they can't just sit outside all the time?
Well, no, people put in the bags and we just have this wire pen And
That's the drop off point. Then-
yeah,
then
that's
they're
the drop,
collected.
we'll drop them off and then we take them to return. And
So this is gonna happen y'all are gonna be doing this all the time.
all the time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably once a month thing that.
Oh, no.
So it'll be
Okay.
Everybody get together.
everyone.
This is.
You wait a month.
Humane Society does.
Something.
Oh, you do it more than once a month?
Oh, yeah, you do it like once a week.
I don't know how often they do it, but anyway, when there gets to be a bunch of cans in there, then we get a hold of each other and maybe some other people and say, let's run
Were
Delphina.
we thinking around the pack?
That's
so it's
where I
kinda out
was
of
thinking,
sight?
is that, you think that's a good spot?
I don't wanna put it out front.
I don't think so
I
either.
think off that end of the building.
Out by the dumpsters is what I was thinking, only on the lawn.
Yeah, that would work.
That's what I
So-
was thinking. I don't
We
know.
got an issue. I'm ready with that.
We do?
Yeah, we don't have any cameras out there right now.
Mhm.
I don't want anybody getting any wise ideas about throwing their garbage in our dumpster,
Well, it's like,
first of all. Second of all, I don't want them getting any wise ideas of throwing their garbage in our can return bins either.
Yeah.
'Cause that's more of a work for you guys. I am all for return cans. That's free money. That's easy money.
Yeah.
But therein lies more other issues that we have to worry about right now, okay? Yes, I want to do it. I think it's a great idea, and I appreciate the fundraising committee for coming up with something as simple and easy as just returning cans. That's terrific.
A lot of work though.
It is a lot of
It
work.
is.
But right now, honestly, I don't think we have a secure place.
Right. So maybe,
Right now,
maybe revisit it after the camera issue is settled.
yes.
Do we have any camera at all out by our
Not
trucks?
out there.
So what the discussion relative to the cameras and security of what? Protecting the cans?
Well,
Because I
people
just dropped all,
dumpster.
I just dropped all my cans off because I love those things. I don't want the hassle of returning them at the place across from the school, whatever
No,
that
he's
is.
talking about people dumping their garbage in the
Okay,
back.
so whether we have a can drive or no can drive, that issue exists, correct?
Yeah.
Because we have a can drive, doesn't drive somebody to decide, hey, I'm also gonna throw my garbage out. Those bins sit there right now. They could do that today, they could do it tomorrow, irrespective of whether we're having a can drive or not a can drive. So in my opinion, that's out of the decision. It's whether you want to have a can drive or don't have a can drive, and where you want to put it.
I just think the temptation is too great, when they're back here already.
I do want to have a can drive.
I do.
I think it's fantastic. But I also want to be a little more protected than just being wide open with nothing showing anywhere.
Could it
People
go
taking them.
to that end of the building? Maybe out back someplace? You think? I thought out here, but possibly
We'd have to
at
look
the
at it.
north end of the building someplace.
You don't want to have it in a place so that no one even knows about it. The school one, you see it, everybody who drives by the
Right.
school sees it. I haven't heard of them having any issues with it either. Like, it's like the greatest thing they ever came up with in school for helping programs that don't have money.
For sure.
But-
Like, I'm pro this idea, very pro this idea. I just want to make sure we do it right, for the safety of everybody involved. And the ease of the customer putting the cans in there, and all that kind of business, I want to make it as easy as possible, safe as possible. So yes, I say we should, my opinion, we should definitely
Pursue it.
pursue this. Yes, absolutely.
It won't be till spring anyway, when the ground thaws.
There you go.
I think it can go back to the committee that the board is positive on this concept, but as far as location, et cetera, do a little more research
Mhm.
and
I think you don't want it to become an eyesore.
Yeah.
Our image from the street has got to be welcoming.
I do
And
not know this is a fact. I understand at one time, because the Humane Society does this also, that they had some issues with trash being left. I don't know that, but I do agree there's a strong possibility because we've had it at Precious Paws. We've had people dump stuff that was trash. And so that is something in awareness. And if you have to, you stop. You say, due to
Mhm.
Abuse.
abuse,
individuals, they have misused the first purpose of this, and for that reason, we are terminating
Yeah.
service. But I agree with Ken. I welcome the opportunity to, in fact, I've got some in the car right now, just swing by the Humane Society. But, yeah, it's a great idea. I agree. Just a little more effort, not effort, but a little more research perhaps as to what 2 or 3 places might be the best.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Let me think. The trivia night, she's checking on that.
Uh-huh.
And the clothing thing.
Okay.
What we would do with the clothing thing is ask people to, if you got a
To donate.
pair of shoes you don't wear anymore and they're really nice, donate them, and then we'll put them out.
Get some junk.
Have a row of tables. This row of tables is $1. This row of tables is $2. But we got this real nice coat. We're gonna sell that for $10. So we'll put a $10 tag on it and have it hanging up here or there or whatever. And do it in our dining area. But we're still not real sure how that's all gonna work.
Okay. Well,
If we could get enough
Yeah,
donations and
Iron it out.
we're open to suggestions too,
absolutely.
so. That's all I've got. Can you think of anything else that we talked about that we want to bring up or?
Very good. Any other committees?
I think I already touched on
Right.
our committee, the
Right.
pricing committee.
Are we gonna call that a membership committee is pricing committee?
It's more than memberships.
Than memberships, cause it's. No, I don't know. We'll have to think of a name for that.
Okay, that's it for the committee reports. Let's go on to unfinished business. Number one, we have this camera quote here from Mike's Computer Repair. These are quote for $2,538.96. This is for, in the job description here, it says it's a recommendation for 5 additional cameras with the data feed and the racks and everything else that goes with it. Mike is the guy that has done all the cameras and all the data stuff in this whole entire building. He's our go-to guy when it comes to these kind of things. He has given us, according to him, the rock bottom prices on everything else that he can find in here, plus a warranty for material and craftsmanship, putting it all in. So as we can see, if we're looking at these, where these cameras are going to be, this is the proposal. This is what will be up for a vote today. We're going to get this done. So, we're entertaining motion.
This is like coming from the finance committee that it's approved to go.
No.
No, it's not. Finance committee, like Ken said earlier,
Everything's a deficit.
everything is a deficit, to Ken's point. But we have had this kicked around now, ever since I've been here. And either we vote on it, yes or no. And either way, it's not gonna break my heart one way or the other. Taking into Ken's recommendations of we are running on a deficit, this would cost us another $2,000. It could potentially cost us $1 million if somebody slips and falls or hurts themselves and we don't have it on camera or whatever in there also. So we also have to think of those potential implications also.
Can we table this for a month or two while Ken gets physical running rates, financial running rates, and see where we're going to end up? I think we need to make a decision based upon, financial wherewithal.
Would you like to make a motion to table this for 1 month?
I would like to make that.
Excuse me, before you have to have a motion on the table to table it.
No, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but there's no motion right now. This was Ryan's reading of a quote.
And then we made the motion.
So,
He can't know. What is he tabling? What is on the table at this moment
yeah,
that he is tabling?
there was no motion to vote. There was no motion to discuss.
Okay, I got it.
I'll make a motion to accept the camera quote from Mike Suter for the cameras.
Okay,
Second.
need a second.
So at this point, we can have discussion on it.
Right,
So and I'll just blurt
Now
out.
there's a motion on the table,
right.
so if you
So-
want to defend
Right,
that,
so-
now you can.
You heard my report earlier.
Correct.
We're forecasted to run at deficits. If we have a fiduciary duty to run this organization, not at a deficit, this drives it. So this is against our fiduciary duty to do it. Second observation, one quote, and I don't care whether it's $10,000 or $2,500, is not a point that you can make a decision on. We need more than one data point to make a decision. That's just my view on it.
To that argument, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna get 3 different roofing contractors out there to fix these leaks that should be done. And I also don't feel it's necessary for us to get 3 different camera contractors in here to do what should have been done anyway, but irregardless, for the guy that put in all the cameras and did all the work here to begin with.
Okay,
It's
so
kind
that,
of the same thing.
so
Roofing contractor, computer guy, same kind of contract.
fundamentally, we're mixing apples and oranges. So matter we're discussing at the table is the cameras. As a fiduciary duty, and again, if it's a $10,000 expense, which is what, when this was initially brought in, it was $10,000. You can't make a decision based on one data point, period. Whether you have 3, 30, or 2, at least you've got a decision. The issue of having somebody repair work that they have done that is insufficient, completely different issue.
Okay.
You know, you bring them back to repair what was done insufficiently to begin with. Should be no additional cost to us because they're repairing what should have been.
Right.
Correct.
Well, I think we're not gonna have any luck getting other contractors in here to go under Mike's bid, but feel free to do that.
We
If you can do that by the next meeting.
we don't know what we don't know what we don't know.
Question is, why would we, this is just unfinished stuff that he needs to finish. Why would he just not do it? I mean,
Is that Mike?
yeah, that's what I don't understand. This is stuff he should have been doing to finish what he already did, but we ran out of money, so he couldn't finish it. So why would we get somebody else to, now we got one person that anytime there's an error or issue, we got to call for that side of the building, somebody else for that side. This is just my 2 cents. I don't know. I mean,
It doesn't make sense to hire a different contractor to run these cameras.
Well, he did run the lines for the cameras, right?
right.
So that's all, he knows exactly where
He
this
knows
equipment is going.
exactly, and he knows where everything was supposed to go, but he couldn't finish his job.
Couldn't finish the job because there were insufficient funds. Now we're asking to go spend additional funds. So it opens it up, whether he was the guy that installed it or didn't install it. It's irrelevant. And again, it's $2,500. It started out at 10 grand. I'm just telling you, it's going to add to the deficit. And I am
Well, that was
not
my
willing
point.
to sign up to say we're going to add to that deficit, period.
Which is why he made the motion to table. Correct?
Correct.
Okay,
He hasn't
Who is-
made that motion,
Not, he is making the motion.
but he hasn't
He
yet,
hasn't yet,
because
because that's why it was.
discussion ends when that motion.
Right, we're still in discussion.
Carry.
so if we're gonna table the discussion, what action items are going to take place between now and whenever we said we're tabling it to, or whatever the proposal is, that will bring additional information to make that decision? Or do we just waste another month, 6 weeks, 2 months? What action items are there?
I have a question on that. If the lines are already in for these cameras, can we just add one camera tomorrow and then 6 weeks later add another one so that we're not coming up with $2,500 all at once? Or just put the cameras where they're really needed, one at a time? If the lines are already in, can we just do one camera at a time, or doesn't it work that way?
No, I don't think it's gonna work that way with his.
It won't
employee
change
Coming in
the,
and out and everything, and
it won't change the financials of just the.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that,
Actually, it would cost you more.
It's gonna cost more
Yeah.
if it's gonna have to continue to come in.
is
wouldn't we have to think about what the real problem is? That we don't have enough codes or that we don't have money? So wouldn't we have to table it till we had money? Wouldn't that be?
Well, that was my motion and, you know, and
No, I'm just saying, my thought
Yeah.
process isn't the problem is that we don't have the money to get it. So why would we spend the money we don't have to get it when we couldn't get it because we didn't have money?
I think
You're
the
spot on.
difference in these, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. But I think if you've seen it, I'm sure you have the quote
Yeah.
super funny. Where these cameras are located, the ones in the kitchen, where the most accidents happen, in the kitchen. Where most people get hurt on these kind of facilities, in the kitchen. We don't have anything outside, out back, where we have a high potential of people slipping and falling all the time, where they're doing the trucks with the food and everything like that. These are all for our safety and for potential litigation later on. That's what these are for. This is for what if. That's what this is for. Okay, I don't disagree. We don't have the money. Not even an issue. But when we have a wedding in that room and Uncle Joe gets drunk and slips and falls and tries to sue us because he slipped and fell in a wet spot, we don't have a camera proving that it didn't happen. Here we are.
And that's why we have insurance.
We have insurance. We will.
We have any kind of a waiver that they sign when they rent that dining room for a wedding?
Doesn't matter.
If we,
Camera does not change any of that.
Camera will prove what happened.
It doesn't change the outcome of us. It'll be a claim against the insurance. If there's a lawsuit, there's a lawsuit. That is not a reason to buy a camera, in my view. We can fundamentally disagree on that, and that's fine. What we can't disagree on is there fundamentally is not money to buy the camera.
So do I disagree?
I say if you want something and it costs $10, if you don't have $10 in your pocket, you have to wait till you get $10 and then you can buy it.
Thank you.
And that's why I recommended that Ken gets more running rates, you know, financial running rates from month to month before we make this next purchase.
Okay, so would you be willing to find the numbers for that? Would you be willing to do the research on that?
When we find the number.
Well, you asked 3 different entities or however many entities about
So that's,
cost.
that,
Is that what, or is that?
no,
the
I
finance
think what
finance
the
committee?
proposal is, and I would agree, it should be tabled until such time as we are no longer running at a deficit.
Thank you.
Okay.
So there's no additional work that needs to be done by anybody
Exactly.
until such time as we've found a way to reduce our expenses. So I'll make a motion that we table this until,
Indefinitely.
until the deficit spending has been reversed.
I'll second that.
There we go.
Okay, we'll beat that.
All right, so
No discussion.
all those in favor, say aye. Is
Money.
that a
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
issue?
a roll call.
Yeah, we'll call this one.
We didn't talk.
I would do a roll call.
Yeah, we'll do a roll call.
But
All right, Mendika,
Yes.
Schlicker,
Yes.
Pinder,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Kozel,
Yes.
Charbonneau,
Yes.
Stepanowski,
Yes.
sorry, Fonfenel, yes.
Pronounce your own last name.
No, I was gonna say Carolyn. Oops.
Okay, moving on, we have the Alcono County Schools Employee Membership. We have a email in the back of our thing here. From Dan O'Connor, he wants to, says, good morning. I'm talking with AMA ESD. They have a universal agreement with the Aplex in Alpena for all staff. So they have a rate that covers all employees for the year. They are covered for memberships. It's $2,500. So right now, their union pays Alpena Aplex $2,500 for our local teachers to go up to Alpena and drive and use their facilities. Might ACCOA be open to something like that? It would be a way simpler for both of us, and we pay the entire bill up front. Again, this is just an idea. Thank you, courtesy Dan O'Connor. Basically, Alcono County Schools wants to give us $2,500 to make all of their teachers members here.
They don't say they want to give you 2,000. They say they do 2,500 for the eightplex.
It says that we would pay you up, entire bill upfront.
She meant that it doesn't have to be $2,500.
Right, right.
They do that now, or we open something like that. But I think we were waiting to find out how many people actually use it, right? Did someone?
We had that discussion. I think somebody came back
Yeah.
and said there were,
No, he said he could not foresee any more than 20 people. I don't think I mean, I know like a couple teachers that come on a daily basis. Do you know roughly how many teachers might come?
I know 5 for sure.
Five.
I used to work at the school.
At
least so. At least my time.
5 to 10
That are on a normal basis.
on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
But I mean, the eightplex is what, 45 miles away?
Right,
You know,
so you might get a lot more.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I would also state that their family members are not included in this also.
Right.
So when their husbands or wives want to come in here, they have to become members. Their kids, they want to become members, and so on and so on. So this trickle down effect of $2,500 for
It
all the
could
teachers
yeah,
is going to
morph into something else.
get much bigger.
Okay.
So that's,
Is this something that committees, I forgot what you called it now, your membership people, is that something they should consider and then bring to the board and say? the
This has
schools
been going on
offering
since
this?
December. I gotta give Dan an answer today, or he's going to go to the eightplex, I'm sure. I mean, this is 3 months going, December 4th
Oh,
is when this email's from.
so that's what it's in.
AMA, ESD,
Alcona,
All of
Mount Morenzi, Alcona.
Helen in Atlanta.
It's 3 counties.
What's the E ESD?
I would make a motion to give Wendy permission to call Dan O'Connor, and if he agrees to pay 2,500 to us, go ahead.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion, any more discussion on this?
Are we not concerned that if like everybody comes join it? That it's not gonna be worth more than 2,500 to us?
Yeah.
It's 2 miles away. I would use it if it was free and it was 2 miles away from me. I would use like, and
Thank you.
free is free, so.
It was an issue that was brought up previously. So what needed to be looked at, in essence, you're giving away X number of memberships, basically the population of the school employees. You're giving away that level of membership for $2,500. If you sold that level of membership at what I don't know what our current rate is for a membership for a year for an individual.
No, if it's a single individual,
It's
Did you say?
25?
Right now.
$20 for a single, and then
Oh.
times that by 12, and then I
Well,
think
it's
you
a
give
$300.
Oh,
That's a
that's-
$300 a year membership.
Like
you get a free year of month in that
Okay.
if you go
Well,
here.
Let's just use farmer's math. It's $300.
Yeah.
So it's $300 if there are $300 a year. We need to annualize stuff. So if it's $300 a year, and I have not a clue how many teachers are in Alcona County school system, but yeah. So if it was $300
Well,
a
this
year,
goes to 3 different school districts.
Well, this is all
Yeah.
employees, not
Yeah.
just teachers, so.
Yeah.
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 But it's just, is it for AMA, ESD, or is it just Alcona?
Union
It's the
employees.
union
Just-
employee.
So
Not all the employees are union employees.
if you would, get that number, like the amount of people, and then with his,
Well, he gave me a rough, he said no more than 20. I will just, I don't think we can go any further. I can just tell him to go ahead and go with the eightplex, because I don't think, he's been wanting this, we've been talking about it for 3 months, so
I just used my calculator, it's 8.3 people.
Correct.
right.
Sure.
The minute you get over 8.3,
If they
If
use
it's
it
10,
every day for a year, sure.
if it's, those are missed opportunities for sales.
But
But what is the agreement?
do.
Yeah, but what is the agreement that we're supposed to be voting on?
That we would agree for him to be able to have the membership for his union employees.
I I must be missing it. I see nothing in there about union or non-union.
It's the AMA ESD.
That's a school district. That's not a union.
Not union. It's that anybody that works for the AME ESD is considered Alpena, Alcona School, and it's Atlanta, Hillman, Alpena,
So
Pied Piper.
The teachers, I'm sure, are represented. I'm sure the teachers are represented by MEA.
But
what I'm getting at is the way this reads, we're signing up for anybody in those 3 school districts to have the opportunity to come here.
Yeah, that'd be me. I coach
Okay.
basketball. I'm an employee.
They have 100 employees total.
They pay.
How much?
They have 100, through 100% of our staff live in Oscoda or Alpena. We have 100 employees total.
School districts too.
So we're not even talking about, if we have people that live in Alpena or Oscoda, they're probably won't even come here very much anyway. That's according to Dan O'Connor in an email that he sent me back on February 3rd. He said, it's hard to answer. I still think you might have 20 regular attendees, maybe a pocket of others sporadically, as 60% of our staff live in Oscoda or Alpena. We have 100 employees total. Again, it would probably be a wash in terms of use of membership, and we give the payment up front, keep it clean for both of us.
Yeah. So,
So, yeah, they got 100 people. Some of them live in Oscoda. They're not going to come here.
but I have a fundamental question. The way this reads, it is not limited to Alcona schools. It is
It's not.
AMA ESD, period.
Yeah, and if it says it's only 100 people, that doesn't match to that either. Because there's more than 100 people who work and all that, so where do you get out?
In a way,
That's what
as
he
you put it,
said.
reads.
If we
is
could
would
limit it
be
to
open.
Alcona. it would be Opposed to
It's
that.
not asking.
I don't see how we're going to lose money on this, guys. I really don't.
I don't either, because Hillman's not gonna come over here to
No.
use our gym,
No.
and Alpena's not gonna come down here, but they got
There's
one.
3 or 4 gyms up in Alpena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it doesn't include their husbands, wives, and kids, and everybody else. I just don't see how we're going to lose
So
money.
this is all, and we've all said, this is my interpretation of it. I will submit to you, that's exactly how we got in the situation we're in today. We cannot rely on what is my opinion, what is your opinion, what is your opinion. Because all of that goes out the window when there's an issue. This, the way I'm reading it, says AMA ESD. That's not just Alcona schools. So we're voting on this. You would be voting that anybody in those school districts can come and use our facility without charge for a reimbursement from Dan O'Connor for $2,500.
Could we amend it to say just Alcona?
We can do whatever we want, but we can't vote. Please understand what you're looking to vote on. It's not what our opinions are. It's what's written here.
But if the motion is made to say just Alcona, that eliminates that.
Someone's got to go back and validate with him that that's what he means and that's what he's accepting. We can't vote to accept something and then have to go back and negotiate with that other party.
Can't we set terms? Isn't that what we've been doing?
I would say we have their offer first, we do the negotiations, then we vote. We can't, if you're voting on this. You're not voting on an outcome of I go through negotiations and we come back with something different.
This indicates their interest,
I get that.
but it seems to me that you could direct your executive director to communicate to the superintendent. This is the basis on which we will do it for $2,500. Only employees of Alcona County School District will be included or will participate in this 1-year opportunity.
Are you making a motion?
Wait,
Pardon?
we're still in discussion of the motion, first of all.
So and again, I keep hearing the topics that we can't lose money on it. It's not losing money. It's opportunity costs. It's not, if we don't do this, we don't spend another dime, we don't bring in another dime. If we do this, we don't lose money. We would bring in $2,500 of revenue. What you're talking about is the opportunity cost that you gave up. So right now, Leroy did the big math. It said, you know what? It's break even to us. We're indifferent if 8 people took advantage of it. The minute it's over 8 people, that first person is an opportunity cost of $300. That's the decision. So if we could get 20 members, it's 20 members times the $300 a year. That's $6,000 in revenue versus $2,500 because those 10 extra people get to come in for free.
Okay, so if we made, since she says that she thinks Dan needs an answer today, if we said something along the lines of, we'd be willing to accept this agreement with the contingency that it is only for Alcona Community Schools, and he accepts that, would that be okay in your eyes? I mean,
I'm ambivalent relative to that.
because that would.
The worst decision you can make in business is a decision with a gun to your head. And if what I'm hearing is there's a gun to our head to make a decision today, that's typically where you make the worst decisions.
Exactly. I would agree.
So there's nothing that I see that says
Discussed this on December 4th, and we've talked about it for 3 months.
can't disagree with that at all.
Right, so.
It's
Don't we have to use a little bit of common sense too? Do you really think Hillman teachers is gonna come over here and use our gym? Do you really think Alpena teachers, Scotia teachers? I personally don't see any of them coming over here to use our gym.
and you know what? I wouldn't disagree with you on that. And then I would flip it and say, why would Alcona teachers drive to the Aplex? I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, they drive up there because we didn't have it here.
Okay, so then the potential is that those others, if we have a competing and a better facility, may drive down. If our teachers are driving up because there is nothing here, that would imply that people up there, if this was a better facility, would drive down to utilize it. I don't care one way or the other. But what I am going to take issue with is we're going to vote on something that is not what everybody thinks it is up here. This clearly says anybody in those 3 school districts, whether they use it or not, it's irrelevant.
Yes.
But that's what we'd be signing up for. And all I'm saying is the minute we're over 8 people that utilize it, that $2,500 is diminished revenue.
Right.
Well,
A deficit is what it could turn into.
Can we have Wendy talk to him today and find out exactly?
If we can just make it inclusive to Alcona
Because-
County.
When I reread this, okay, I reread this, and basically, it's for the Aplex, blah, blah, would we be interested in doing something
Correct.
like that? That's all it says.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, okay, you want to accept that for $2,500.
Correct.
So tell them, yeah, we're interested. But he's got to.
It's not under the current circumstances.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It says, okay, that AMAEST have a universal agreement with the Aplex, Alpena for the staff. And they have the rate that covers all employees for the year and they cover for membership. Membership, it's $2,500. Might the ACCOA be open to something like that?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that, is what he's saying.
Correct.
Yes.
And it would be,
people,
it'd be simpler for him and for the stuff. So
It's important you recognize the AMA is its own school district.
okay,
It is not part of Alpena, Montmorency, or them.
But that's not what he's saying.
It is. But if you know that it's like a recess in the Ascota Iosco.
Right.
I've sat on that school board.
Yeah.
It is not part of Ascota schools. They have a factor. Kids come from the Ascota schools to go to Igrisa and to get services from Igrisa. But they are run by 2 separate school boards. Absolutely 2 separate school boards that do not have any interlocking.
Interconnection.
This is a,
Hang on one second. I got Dan O'Connor right here.
I don't think that's appropriate.
What?
You don't think this is appropriate to handle this situation right now?
No, I would submit to you that as a board, we need to come up with our position and then present it. Yes.
I want to put this to bed. That's what I want to do, because I am tired of looking at all these emails. I'm tired of going over this. Dan O'Connor?
Yes, yeah.
We have your proposal here for $2,500. What does this all include? Who are the people that work for AMA ESD?
They would not be included in that. This would be Alcona Schools employees only.
Alcona County School employees
Okay,
only.
That clears up the question.
Non-union members, union members, everybody in between.
Yep.
Okay, and how many people we're looking at? About 100?
That's the ballpark, yeah. It kind of depends on the year.
Okay. So it's not the AMA ESD people. It's just Alcona County School employees.
Someone on our payroll, that's the only people that would include.
Okay.
Could he send us some documentation verifying that?
We're trying to put a vote on this, and I apologize. This may be an appropriate time to call you and handle the stuff right now, but I want to put this to bed. What do you want from me?
Just a letter verifying what he just said. I want it in writing.
Black and white.
You could send me an email in writing saying that this is just going to be for Alcona County employees, and we can.
Yeah, I thought it did that. Like I said, I kind of want to put this to bed too. Either way, we were just trying to do hopefully a win-win, for both groups, and just kind of replicating a model that Aplex uses in Alpena for local employers up there. So I can send a one-sentence email right now to Ryan and Wendy. I still have to go through my chain of approvals too. So this is like a tentative thing, and I have to work with my two unions and make final approval from my board too.
Okay.
So, but I can't do that until I know that this is something that ACCOA is interested in.
Okay, so your initial, this is Ken Kosel speaking. I apologize for interrupting. So this is nothing more than a proposal that says, would you be interested in? So what you're looking for from us is a answer of, are you interested?
Well, I need concrete, like, yes, this is what we would charge for, a single membership for all employees. I can go back with something concrete.
Okay, so
concrete from you guys, I'm wasting my time too by kind of talking into the sky.
yeah.
Don't hear me wrong. I'm not upset or anything like that. It's just we're just trying to do something hopefully a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And, if it's too complicated to do that, then I understand. We'll just let the employees continue to.
Yeah. So you already have a current agreement with Aplex, right? So this isn't. There's.
No. I was modeling it after what Aplex does for local Alpena businesses up there.
Okay. So does.
Just an example.
Okay. So is there an existing agreement for Alcona teachers anywhere? Aplex?
No.
Where?
No, absolutely.
Okay. So this is not amending or changing an agreement that already exists. This is a brand new. You haven't had one of these in the past agreements.
We didn't have access to it yet.
Well, yeah. So your answer to my question is yes. This is not a new, or this is not an existing agreement. This is, we want to form a new agreement, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to make a motion to the board that we put together a proposal and send that to Dan. That way, Dan has something to then take to his decision makers for presentation. As it stands right now, we were going to vote on something and Dan doesn't even have approval from his decision makers.
I'll second that.
Okay, that's where we're at, Dan. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, cool. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
There we go. Second, any more discussion on that proposal?
Well, we had a table, or we had a motion to discuss it and come up with a proposal. It's not this. He threw that out there. This is a salvo across the bow that says, hey, you guys interested in doing this? And our response back to him, and I think we have, is saying, yeah, we're interested. Let us work it out. But we were about to vote on this as if this was a proposal. It's not a proposal. So what I just had the conversation with Dan on was, because again, he doesn't have approval to do it. So it's, hey, sounds like a good idea. This is what AMA ESD does up at Aplex. Why don't we put together something similar, send it over to them and say, does this work?
And you said a motion, it was seconded.
Okay.
And so we need to put together a proposal and have it board approved.
Correct.
Okay.
That's something for the finance committee to do, isn't it?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, this,
I would recommend that you amend the motion to include that once it is determined today what is going to be in your agreement, that you authorize your executive director to offer that to him as soon as it's typed up and ready. So we're not waiting another month to bring it back to the board and have it approved,
good point.
which would get it off the table for you.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Finance committee get together and, do, get
Hash it
things to hash it out. And then if it's like in the middle of the month, then Wendy, know and make a phone call and get each one of our votes on it and write the name down and and then we go ahead with it and then delegate it at the next meeting.
I think what I just heard from Carolyn would do that, would achieve that. That is, we meet, come up with a proposal that the finance committee or whomever this committee is agrees with, and that we then empower them to have Wendy reach out and offer the proposal.
Yep.
And if possible, it needs to be accomplished this week.
Yep.
So he can take it to the school board next. I think they need
We got
next
to
week.
vote on that motion that was made.
Well, we gotta figure out who's even gonna decide.
Yeah, it could be finance or membership committees. Or both. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I can go either way.
You know, I'm only on one of them.
Okay, so, would it be appropriate for whoever wants to participate outside of a quorum? Can we get together right after this?
Yes.
Come up with a proposal, give it to Wendy and have Wendy submit it? We just can't have a quorum, correct?
Yeah.
I would submit to you, I'll sit there. Who from the membership committee wants to? Okay,
I'll be there.
okay.
So
There's
that's
three of us. We can
that's-
come up with a proposal to send to Dan.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Go sit down with her computer and.
All right, so we got that motion.
Mike seconded it.
Mike seconded it.
Yep.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, that's gonna be under that story. Right. This is taking way longer than I anticipated.
No, this should be fairly simple and straightforward.
Oh, what do you got? You go.
He had to go back.
Okay.
Probably will do that.
Okay, we're back to the public comment section, right? Or we're not? Huh?
New business. We have to do that.
I apologize. Goodness gracious. New business.
You optimist.
I think I kind of touched on the badging system that Patty and I have been working with Mike Suter on getting quotes and stuff for that. So hopefully I would have all that information before the finance, at least committee meeting in a couple of weeks. So
That, when you say badging system, is that a gym software management?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And we have next on there would be a mission statement approval.
So
Could you explain a little bit about that?
So during our audit, we were told that we should probably change up our mission statement where it kind of ended, the ever-changing needs of our seniors of the community, that we should add, because now we have the gym in there, adding the whole community. So we added while keeping them connected and active with the community as a whole. So this would help on our, what was, can help me here a little bit. So the tax, it had
The
something. to do
bottom
with
line
tax.
is, right now, we operate as a 401(c)(3) organization. When we, yeah, I have my 401(k), I'm sorry. So a 501(c)(3), which is a tax exempt
Yeah.
status. We added on the community center to roll that into us maintaining the 501(c)(3) for both entities, is to roll it in so that it is one and the same. And so it's taking the senior center and saying our mission statement is as well as taking care of seniors and looking out for their best interest and all the other stuff that it says. It's incorporating involvement with the entire community in that. And if you go benchmark and look at the other senior centers and their mission statements, they're all about the same. They all kind of say about the same thing. So it was nothing more than a recommendation from the auditors, who also do our taxes, that said that would be a way to make sure that that's rolled in there.
Okay.
So it's the gist of why it was done.
We don't need to do a vote on that, right? It's already done. We don't need to vote on it.
Well, I think we need to vote
We need
on
to
it.
vote on it.
Yeah.
We need to vote on that.
We're asking to change our mission statement.
All right.
To add on that.
Because I will have to submit that to NEMSCA too, that we.
Sure.
And
Okay.
I will probably need the.
I can entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to, accept the new mission statement.
Wait, this is the discussion now? No, this is the discussion now after that? Okay.
Yeah.
She had emailed saying to add. so
At
it had, like,
ACCOA, yeah, we probably at the beginning.
the whole name of it, right? You said.
Implied, kind of, sort of. But when I responded, I just felt that the phrase Alcona County Commission on Aging should be included in the mission statement
Mine
itself.
was. Yeah, I agree. Why not? Yeah.
So it would then read, Alcona County Commission on Aging promotes dignity, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Okay.
Not much.
I hear what you're saying, leave mission statement in there so it's specifically spelled out as the mission statement. Because you'll see a mission statement, you'll say, yeah, just,
Beginning, but then instead of.
okay,
Two, we'll just put.
Yeah.
Alcona County Commission on Aging promotes dignity, independence, and well-being to the senior citizen population of Alcona County. We will achieve this by initiating and coordinating programs that anticipate and meet the ever-changing needs of our senior citizen community while keeping them connected and active with the community as a whole.
That was wonderful.
So I need to change my motion.
no,
Nope.
well,
I'll make a motion
With those.
with these changes.
there you go.
Seconded.
Yeah.
We were in discussion.
Yep.
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. We're good. Motion passed. Thank you for our hard work on that.
Now.
Okay, now we're in public comment. Get my timer here. Okay. Public comment. At this time, it is 11:34 a.m. Public comment is open. It's limited to 2 minutes per person. Please give your name and township and approach the podium if you would like to do so. Public comment is open. Anyone in the audience? Anyone? Okay. We will close public comment at 11:35. Okay. Director's additional comments and concerns? Nothing? I have one that's just gonna make everybody just so happy to be me. I'm gonna throw it out there and you can say no if you want to. Unfortunately, due to, my wife's issues with her breast cancer, I will not be able to be here on Tuesday, the 24th. I would like to change the date to the 16th. But we don't have to. I will not be here on the 24th. So I'll make a motion to change it to the 16th of March, if at all possible, but you guys don't want to do that, well, you don't have to do that. I'm not going to be upset about it. 16th of March is a Monday at 10 a.m. That would be my proposal. I'm going to put it out there. You don't have to have a second. You don't have to, you can talk about it, think about it, whatever. But I cannot be here on the 24th. So my proposal, I make a proposal to change the next board meeting to March 16th.
Making a motion.
I am making a motion for that. If I do not hear a second,
I'll second it.
I do hear a second.
Wendy.
Any more discussion on changing the date?
Finance committee meeting.
I think we talked about this at an earlier board meeting, when it was changed last time, and the board decided to leave it as is. The
Well, this-
fourth Tuesday of every month.
Well, he's just changing it this time.
That's why I'm bringing it.
Yes.
I'm not trying to change.
We're not, this is not a permanent
It's not a
change.
permanent change.
But how do we typically handle board absences?
Well, we moved, Dolores into, Ryan's position and we continue on.
We do the
Okay.
meeting as scheduled.
There's a salary and raised.
Yes, ma'am.
You may speak.
I'm sorry, I felt this way before and I say it again, and please, no, don't take offense, anyone. What kind of a board is this if you can't bend for the illness of a family member of your chairman, your
Amen.
president?
Amen. That's why I seconded it.
Yeah.
Because when we were in our membership meeting, if that's what we want to call it, they told us that we were not family friendly. And that's what's ringing in my ear right now. And we have to beat that.
You
Exactly.
need to be supportive. If you recall,
Yeah.
the day before his surgery, his wife's surgery.
Yeah.
I asked that you pray for her. If it's within your human being yourself, we need to do that. We need, and this board is in my prayers because I think you all are doing a really good, improved job about being board members, and I'm excited over it. But it includes compassion. And for me, that's what that is.
Yes.
I
Amen.
agree.
Thank you, Carol.
I agree.
Okay. That's
You'll do a vote?
Do a vote, yeah.
We need to do a vote, yeah. Roll
A
call.
motion on the table to change the day of our next meeting from the 24th of March to the 16th at 10 a.m. Motion was made, seconded by Mike, and we have a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed.
All those opposed?
I oppose.
That'd be a nay, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right. 7:38. Thank you, guys.
Get out of here quite as early as.
No, man.
Kelly, that was March 16th.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to put it in my calendar.